Let's move on to the more fun stuff to listen to. Peter, you had some content updates. Please go ahead and elaborate.
There's a very large importance to make sure your search engine optimization is very good on the sites that we all produce. I know not all of us are in charge of sites, but if you go to Google or Bing or Yahoo and you just look at our search results, they're not bad. I'd say they're 40% relevant. But I contacted a search engine optimization professional service recently just to get a sense of what they thought of our arrangement because we have tons of sites, and ideally the 12 major social network and major TZM sites should be right on that front page. That's how important these sites should be within the public spectrum of those who come and learn about the movement. The chapter site, the blog, the forum, the media project, Zeit News Technology, Zeitgeist Day, the Zeitgeist Media Festival, the Global Redesign Institute, and of course Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and the general networks. So I just want to throw that out there. They told me in this one service that the Zeitgeist movement, in its exact term, gets about 35,000 searches a month, and that's the explicit term. And that's actually a pretty decent return. 35,000 searches a month is actually a very high level search engine term, according to this professional that I spoke with. Point being is that optimization is important for our web presence because people search us. We are explicitly online. I'm actually talking to some Coltons about our horrid Wikipedia page because it's stuck in time with all of this really hideous stuff. The criticisms have been overbearing on this page, and this page gets almost every major search result. We really kind of need a team to go in and systematically counter and override the trolls that are hijack this page and that keep it under they keep it under their belts. They're monitoring this to make sure that it looks as bad as they can get away with. So anyway, website optimization and stuff like that. If you guys want to think more about it, Miguel, when you perfect the site, do whatever you can to get that thing at its highest level. And then other levels of Facebook promotion for these sites individually should work out across our entire network. So at a minimum, we get as much traffic, and hopefully that will increase the rankings to the first page of Google. Very, very important. I know it's not something we all like to think about, but it's actually extremely important. Going on to the media festival, this is particularly interesting. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Just because they mentioned the two Facebook pages, you'll notice that the Facebook page that we've been complaining about for a while that has some 260,000 likes, it was there before we started ours, and the people that run it have been very rude. They've finally put unofficial on the top of the site. So the complaints luckily worked through. It doesn't change that much. It's kind of rough that they're still going to attract a lot of attention again due to how high they are in the search engines for Facebook. But I will leave it at this. I still am finalizing trademark rights, which are more important than ever. And if it works out in the negative way, I'm gonna pull it. I'm going to pull the whole thing. If they're not willing to release it or get more smart with their posts, all it is making it worse for us, just like all these little search engine problems are. So anyway, that's for the future. I'm dealing with legal issues out the wazoo on a few different levels from, God, I don't even want to talk about it.
Peter, I have to add about the topic about the search engine topic that you spoke of. You encourage in one show that people are or should do should fill their personal blogs with the movement topics. So also these personal blogs can help in the search engines. Yeah, pushing all these negative bullshit talking blogs to the side. And beside all the official appearances that we have, we definitely need more positive, yeah, more constructive and positive appearances of blogs and then personal opinions of third parties who talk about the movement in a positive way. And that's what I do in Germany. I definitely encourage all these people to talk in every direction positive about the movement, about their opinions about the movement, because we have all these bullshit sayers and it's very very I don't know. I can personally can't understand it why all this negative energy always is the most recognized. So we should definitely turn this thing around.
Oh, I agree. There's a term in American English called rubber necking. It's when, you drive by a car crash and you can't help yourself but slow down and stare at all the injured people. And that's unfortunately the way people think, at least in an entertainment sense. So they go to YouTube or they go to the internet and they just happen to see something negative about the movement, and their eyes are automatically drawn to negativity and conflict. However, the trend, you'll notice, has diminished greatly. I've done some personal lawsuits against a lot of these people that have been trolling us that I'm guaranteed they were paid to do this. There's this sort of skeptics community out there that's been multifaceted, doing multifaceted harassment, and there's a lot of subgroups actually that are coming down on these paid organizations. But nevertheless, you'll see a general diminishing, and there has been, of noise against the movement. I do, weekly searches on the movement globally to see what kind of stuff's going on. Very little consistent negativity. There's lots of stuff that's still stuck on the internet, but very little consistent negativity is being produced right now. So we're shaking a lot of that. You got to remember when the movement hit, we had it was a lot bigger than I think any of us ever remembered, and it partly had to do with the film series, and partly had to do with the controversy of the film series, which was alive and well. And the movement sort of was birthed out of that excitement in almost a bad way. You know what I mean? Because people, they were attributing things. I mean, our Wikipedia criticisms have nothing to do with the movement. You'll notice they still attack my films. So we have to shake that. And the best way to do that is to continue to produce the best, most intelligent content and get it up there, and then really work to optimize and draw people towards it. If we have to get to a point to do some minor Facebook advertising, because Facebook does have advertising systems now, there might be a place for that. I don't know. Would hate to have to think that's needed, but we see improvement, and all I can say is everyone give some thought to how to best improve the image. And I'd love to see again that first page of Google be all of our major sites. And if we could find a way to keep pushing our dominant sites, so if you do have a blog, always link back to the major sites. If you have a Facebook page, always keep pushing those main 12 sites. That way people click on them, they get more popularity, and boom, they start to move forward in the search engine.